watching the Indian and the indigenous background and the spiritual stuff, and you can tell that they took great pride and detail of getting that right. Like, we're just not going to put out the kind of, they wanted to make sure that that's not what it was, that this is this. Yeah. And so talk about the experience of that and what it was like working on a set where that was so important, and the representation that you're giving. Your story is so beyond inspiring already. I can only imagine people listening to this interview are going to be inspired by you to want to chase the dream. But then to be on a project where they see this and they realize maybe they're not perfect, maybe they do have something wrong, but they can do it anyway because look at the people in the show and they're doing it. So what does that feel like to be involved with something like so amazing like that?
Yeah, amazing. There's just so much good energy around it, and to be on a project that shows the disabled community. My brother's disabled, so that was very close to my heart. And then to show the indigenous community, and I know we highlight just the Choctaw culture, but to be of mixed race and to be able to highlight that part of me and kind of explore that part of myself that I didn't get growing up as much as, other people did. To see something different on screen and to see a different story being told, not just the reboot of whatever, or, the same people, the same actor in 3 movies in the same year. And you're just like, come on, I want to see something different. This is that show.
Yes.
And then to learn ASL and to kind of have that experience and, wanting to kind of pursue that more and teaching my parents, hey, if you meet anybody at the carpet, this is how you say hi and this is how you spell your name, and getting them into it was so cool and so amazing. It's a project that's really, really close to my heart. And actually my dad used to collect comic books before we were all born. And then at one point he said, you got to choose between diapers and comic books.
Amen, sister. I know that story.
So comic books kind of went away. And when I was filming my last scenes on set, one of our medics actually came up with the Phoenix song comic books that Echo appears in.
Yeah.
And he said, I know we've got a lot of ancestors coming in and out of the show that we've added in, but he's like, I don't know if you know this. And he opened the comic book and he goes, you're the ancestor who's in the actual comic book. Like, you are a comic book character.
Yeah.
Which I was like, there's no way. And then he gifted it to me, so it's on my fireplace over there. But getting to bring that home and show my dad, and then going to the local comic book store that he hadn't been to in like 30 years. And of course there he was going like, I need this comic. And the guy was like, oh, what brings you in for this? And he was like, I can't say, but I really need it.
Kevin Feige will kill me, but you know.
He bought out all of the copies they had of that, and he just, it felt so good to bring something back home, but also just highlight so many different communities. It's so important to see yourself on screen, see stories that are important to you on screen. I feel like we don't have enough out there in this industry.
Yeah.
Not enough new, authentic, original stories are being told. The fantasy and all that's so wonderful, but to see yourself on screen, to see your story told, and maybe a solution to your story that you haven't even thought about yourself could help so many people. And I think it's so important. And I'm so happy Marvel stuck their neck out and did this, because it makes so much sense in this time.